Here with Maria. Maria lives on the street. Maria, can you kind of tell us what you saw, what you heard?
Well, my kids were home, so they heard the gunshot. They saw my son said he saw the assailants, I guess, leaving the scene. Right now, we're just waiting for them to let us on the block so I can check on my kids. But our neighbor apparently, they were outside. They were coming back from the store, and somebody came up and decided to rob them. They were outside. Her husband was outside talking to our neighbor, which is also an officer, and so, the guys came up. They, I guess, asked for whatever they, but they had the gun. So her husband ran into the house, and then the officer got shot. And so that's where we are now. It's really surprising. This is a really good neighborhood. We've never had any issues. It's always very, very quiet. So it's very sad. So I'm hoping that the officer will be okay and that hopefully we'll be allowed to come on the block soon.
Now, Maria, I heard you say that your kids are down there on that street. Is there a daycare of some sort down there?
There is, but I live here. So I live next door to my neighbor where everything happened and across from where the officer lives.
Okay, and were you home at the time?
No, I wasn't.
Okay.
Yes, I was on my way home from work when my kids called me and told me what was going on, and so I rushed home.
And your kids are still down there on that street?
They're still down there. They won't let us on the block. I did ask the office when I first came. They didn't have this tape up. They still had just the tape down in the second section of our block. But then they pulled us back, and so I had to come back. And so this is where I've been since the incident.
And Kelsey,
I think we have a question. Denise, did you want to ask a question?
Yeah, would you ask her, does she know the officers since she lives in the neighborhood?
Okay, now because you live in the neighborhood, do you know the officer?
I do. I mean, he lives across the street from me. He's always very pleasant. And I can say that I feel safer knowing that we have him here. It's definitely a loss that, he has gotten injured. I hope that he gets better soon.
You said that you feel safe knowing that you have an officer that lives across the street. How do you feel now knowing that the officer across the street was injured?
It's really sad because honestly, you shouldn't, he's home. He shouldn't have to be still on the clock when he's home. I definitely feel like I'm grateful that, it wasn't worse and that at least hopefully he can still recover and everything will be fine. And I'm hoping that my neighbor's husband is also okay. And I know that they've taken him also to the hospital, I believe. So hopefully everything will be okay. But I have checked on her. I know that she's in the process of trying to cancel all of her cards and kind of deal with all of that because they did get away with her wallet and all of her things. So hopefully the daycare parents that are out here, hopefully they'll be able to get their children and, because I know that they're probably is equally as worried as me, just trying to get home to make sure that my son is okay and that he is processing it accordingly because I know he was very upset about seeing him on the ground, and so he's thinking that something like it, that he thought that he died. So I'm hoping that I'll be able to get into the house and I'll be able to talk to him and kind of make him understand exactly what's going on. So that's where we are.
Well, thank you, Maria. And there's